Everybody, not sure if you heard that, but that was an ambulance that just blew by our... Hey, if you're like everybody else in the world, you have been stuck in your place of residence for the last probably, 8 weeks now. I've been very fortunate enough that I'm a teacher, so I've been continuing to work. My wife is also a resident physician. She was in the ICU in March. I'll tell you a whole story on how we know that we got it. Her attending tested positive. Two of her other fellow colleagues on her team also tested positive, and what we're talking about today, that'll be a completely different one. What we're doing today, and if you haven't noticed beside me, is that even in our little apartment, I set up a whole home gym. I've ordered a whole bunch of stuff from Rogue. I've got a barbell, I've got a squat rack, I've got kettlebells, I've got a slam ball, I've got my TRX, I got a whole bunch of home equipment stuff that we've been using for the last little while. One thing I don't have that I just got are a bunch of weights. Now I got them for super cheap because they were absolutely rusted and looked disgusting, but made a quick little trip to Home Depot, got some rust remover because they're all out of vinegar, but got some brushes and some paint. So I'm going to kind of take you guys through how I'm going to fix them up, and we'll see how it turns out. Also, if you haven't noticed, I'm filming this at night. Now that might seem pretty odd because we had a lot of sun here in Georgia, but reason being, my wife is working nights right now at Grady, so she sleeps all day, and our bedroom window is right there. So if I were doing any of this sort of scraping and just clanging and banging on the weights, I know she'd be able to hear that. Our apartment complex is pretty quiet as it is, so although me talking right now at night might aggravate a few of my neighbors, I'd much rather slightly aggravate them than wake up my wife. Plus, I got a Sasquatch that lives above me, so I don't mind if I bother him just a little bit to clean these weights off for you guys. Okay, so here we go, everybody. Here's what we're working with today. Again, probably the single most rusted plates I've ever seen before, hence why I got them so cheap. So I didn't mind spending a few bucks, like 25 bucks, in getting stuff to actually fix up the plates. So remember, safety third. I've got here an old N95, not good enough for the hospitals anymore, but definitely good enough to scrape off some weights. I'm going to be pretty close to this stuff when I'm scraping it off, so I don't inhale any of that. I got here is rust dissolver. Obviously could have just got white vinegar, but good luck finding any of that in the stores right now. So again, I didn't mind spending a few bucks and got one of those. What I'm painting it with is just this Rust-Oleum hammered. It's great for metals, prevents rust, and it's just a nice black color that we'll be going with today. I've got two brushes that I'm using to actually scrape off the weights first before I use the rust dissolve stuff, and then lastly, to kind of make it look a little pretty, I bought these markers. Now all I really needed was the white one. All I really needed was the white one, but they didn't come individually. They came in packs of 5, so I spent 12 bucks to get all of these. But that's it today, and let me take you through how I do this.
Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping little feelings follow me home. Wondering why my mind keeps on spinning. This isn't how living to me what you told. Why am I like this? Something's always amiss. Can't put my finger on it, but it's there. Wait for it to subside, but my mind won't apply. Waiting for the clear. Is it bad sometimes? I like it when I lose control. There's something in it.
so that's a wrap. Thank you for lasting this long in the video. Hopefully you picked up some tips today. Something I used but didn't mention before, I definitely had a lot of gloves that I went through. You could really do this in a few hours in your backyard if you have one. I don't really have a hose on my patio either, so I had to resort to using a little 250 milliliter water bottle, or maybe 500 milliliter water bottle. Poked a hole in the top of that just to spray the water to get the stuff off the weights, and then put down a bunch of cardboard so it soaked up all the excess. And same with paper towel. Went through about a roll of paper towel, but I think overall it was worth it. So if you want to actually see me start to use my weights and my squat rack that I have on my little balcony here, don't forget to hit that share, like, and subscribe button in whichever order you want to do that in. And thank you guys again for watching all this stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.